competition and a feeder competition there to the AFL.
You're the truest form of an athlete playing footy. You got to cover long distances, got to be able to have endurance, be quick, athletic, sprint, be strong, and have skill at the same time. And I think that if you fancy yourself an athlete, this is a sport.
Well, everyone plays offense and defense, and everyone is a skilled player. You need to have reasonable endurance, reasonable speed, reasonable strength. There's no restrictions on how tall you need to be. Some guys can be, high 6 feet. Some people are in their 5'5". So it doesn't discriminate against anyone. Anyone can play. The thing that Americans would find particularly exciting about it is the fact that it's so fast-paced. The game's continuous, it doesn't stop, the game just continues to keep rolling.
Future of the game, I think that we need to get into more colleges. You look at a team like Minnesota and what they're able to do with college scholarships. Kids going over to Australia for a semester and then come back and they're helping with Minnesota's team. I think that's where our real development's going to come in, and I think we need to really foster the college game.
It's a sport that's really growing, not only in Australia but all around the world, and there's been a few signings of young American college players in the last few years that have made the transition to our sport and done really well.
So a wide range of ages and fitness levels, and it's really a sport for anybody.
So I looked up Aussie rules on YouTube and I thought it was really cool, and that's how I found out about it.
It brings together certain elements from all different sports. Sometimes you might not be the top 1% of a particular sport, but you can use what you know about that sport, and it all is applied very well in Aussie rules football.
Just check out if there's a club in your local area, and from my own experience, both Aussies and Americans in the club are really welcoming, and they took good care of me, so they'll definitely look out for you, and it's a good time.
Black Chrome Sportswear designs and manufactures custom sportswear with a focus on quality and reliability. We're Australian, we've got 10 years experience, and we've got a US base in Oklahoma. Who better to trust than an Aussie company for your AFL gear? Get your customised men's and ladies' AFL uniforms, outerwear and training gear from Black Chrome. Black Chrome's custom compression can enhance performance and recovery, reduce lactic acid, and accelerate your warm-up. Black Chrome is trusted by a number of AFL leagues, including the US AFL, as their official supplier. Try out our Design Your Own tool and see Black Chrome's full range of sportswear at blackchromeusa.com. Join us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
116 minutes on this brick. Okay, cool. It's the last game of the day, and we're live.
And welcome back to Lakewood Ranch here in Florida for the Premier Sports Complex. This is Game 3 of Women's Division 2. It is the combination of Portland, Tampa Bay, Seattle, and Arizona, known as the Sockeyes for today, against who we're calling the Demons, because they're wearing the old Demons jumper there. The Boston, Montreal, Chicago, Philadelphia, Des Moines side. I'm Peter Holden from girlsplayfooty.com, and joining us back here at the top of the scaffolding once again, a man that's almost looking as red as me, a very good afternoon to Brian Barish.
Thank you, Peter. Great to be up on top of the scaffolding here once again, and I'll tell you what, my goal is I want to be a Sharon football for Halloween. That's why I'm coloring myself a nice red, but the sun has come out. There was a period a couple of games ago where we did have that rain pouring down, and it really was coming down. Actually cooled off a little bit, but unfortunately after the rain it's been a little bit more humid, so a little bit different. But this should be a fantastic game. Two teams that have won today. As we mentioned, the Demons combination and the Sockeyes combination, they have both defeated the combination of the Columbus, Baltimore, Washington side. So what's going to happen here is this is essentially a qualifying final. The winner of this game goes directly into the grand final tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. The loser will have to play the Jill Roos combination again in the semifinal, or the preliminary final, if you will, at 10 o'clock.
And, of course, talk about two great games back-to-back tomorrow. At 10 o'clock, as you said, we've got that semi-final for Division 2. Then immediately after at 11 a.m., possibly the game that decides the title in Division 1. The two undefeated teams on 2 win each San Francisco versus Denver.
Oh, that's going to be an absolutely fantastic game between two teams that know each other very, very well, and two teams that will be extremely confident. The Denver Bulldogs still rolling after that win, and San Francisco with a couple of emphatic victories, including that one against New York that you and I called, Peter. So that'll be the one you want to set your alarm for, and that's the 11 a.m. game, I believe, or is that the 9 a.m.
That's
game?
11 a.m. game.
It's 11 a.m. game, which is you want to set your alarm and get up and watch that one live if you're watching us back in Melbourne or across Australia, because that's some of the best American footy that we have to offer on the women's side, I believe.
Indeed, and as we said, it is going to be a sensational contest. Just looking ahead to tomorrow's action in the women's division. At 9 a.m. it all kicks off with Minnesota and Sacramento. Sacramento will be trying to look for their first win. Minnesota looking for their second win. As you said, the Division 2 second versus third match is at 10 a.m. 11 a.m. we have got that big game between Denver and San Francisco. 12 p.m. we have got New York versus Sacramento. How that works out, it could be a team looking for their first victory if Sacramento don't win against Minnesota. Then at 1 p.m. we've got the Women's Division 2 final. Then, of course, at 2 p.m. San Francisco, Minnesota. That could be, even if San Francisco win against Denver, that could be a banana peel game against Minnesota, so they've got to be careful there. And then Denver versus New York to round things off at 3 p.m.
The Minnesota-Sacramento game tomorrow is very important because if Minnesota wins, they are still very much in the hunt with one loss. Sacramento, who has played well today, but unfortunately they have seemed to be overmatched and might come down to a number of factors. They did play two very good teams today. However, they are without their star player in Katie Klatt. But all the same, they've put in a very good effort this year, and they are still a building club, even though they have been around now 6 seasons. There are 7 seasons. This is it's still a program on the rise.
And some people watching back in the early hours of the morning in Australia. Hello to Arj Geis, who does all the photography of the VFL women's competition down there. He said he was listening in during the Division 2 game that we had earlier. So great to hear from you again, Arj, and hope you're enjoying the coverage back home in Melbourne. It is here in Florida, Sarasota. The current time is 5:15 in the afternoon. Plenty of sunshine. Umpire holds the ball aloft, and we are ready to get underway, waiting for the hooter. As if anyone's got the siren, the scoreboard attendants, I don't think have got the hooter at all. I don't think we have a scoreboard attendance.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Oh, no, wait. Well,
they're signaling, and they need the siren. And what happens?
There we go. I think that was it.
Now, let's hope, because, now they're staying for 20 minutes. They just signaled to the umpire saying we're good. It's like, no, you actually have to start the hooter to start the game. So, nonetheless, we're underway, and the Demons by Moreau once have a chance to try and go forward. Trying to put it on the edge there. Sachi had it momentarily. Taken away there by Valerie Barbara Axhelm. Puts it in towards the middle of the ground. Sock eyes with the football. Hand pass to Leonard. Leonard got on the right boot. Went towards between centre and centre half forward. Waiting back there for it was Lisa De La Rosa. Her kick, though, was intercepted. Chance for the Sock eyes to attack forward.
Here comes Dion Jones from Tampa. We mentioned earlier she is a veteran, played with the Freedom, played on the Milwaukee Bombers Premiership team in 2009. Tried to sell some candy. Moreau gets in a little bit of a tussle. They throw it in, now throws it onto the right to the Demons, comes out through the middle, digging in after it. Saki goes to ground, one of the Philadelphia women making their debut, and the umpire, Evan Lane, crosses his arms and says we'll have a ball up. No score early stages, second half of this final Division 2 pool play match. The winner gets a bye to the grand final tomorrow afternoon. Serpico is wrapped up in a hurry by Valerie Moreau from Montreal, who is arguably one of the best players in Canada. She is going to Australia for the next year, and unfortunately the name of the team escapes me.
Eastern Devils.
Thank you so much. This is why you know this and I don't. Meanwhile, back to the ground, getting away there is the number 4 for the Angels, who is Gabby Bureau, another Montreal player and another very good national player. Taking that one there is number 10, which is Vanderhoop, who was very effective in the opening game of the day. She'll put that one forward in and out of the hands of McGinnis, or to check that was one of the other Montreal players, one of the Ottawa players, in fact, number 12 there, who is Lisa De La Rosa. And the ball is, looks like it's going to be a free kick, and it's going to go to Vanderhoop, Peter.
Vanderhoop from Tampa Bay, from a rugby player, now playing Aussie rules football. Kicks it inside 50, came off hands there, maybe being held without it is Simone Shepherd. And the umpire, Di Filand, Coyote as we call her, she gets the gives away the resulting free kick. So Shepherd tells her flock to move forward and decides to unload. Gets on the right. That's a very big kick going inside 50 towards the top of the goal square. Player in the goal square, and Vanderhoop got claimed. Hurry little kick there, got smothered at the last second by Gam. And the umpire comes in and says there was a little elbow in there. Free kick going the way of the Demons. They'll have a chance to clear. That's going to Arredondo.
Lisa Arredondo. There we go.
Arredondo.
Arredondo, the head coach of the Boston Lady Demons and a member of the USA Liberty out to the near side, but whoops, found Simone Shepherd instead. She's not wearing blue. Well, I guess that's blue. That's light blue and
like
salmon.
A salmon?
Yeah, well, it's light blue with the salmon V. And here is Simone Shepherd, who you'd have to back from this distance, the Melbourne product. And as we mentioned, also a gridiron football player and a pretty good one. So here is Simone Shepherd. The kick is up on the way. It is starting right. It stays right, and it is marked, very close to being marked. It's right in front of the line, and in fact, it has gone over the line. And umpire Brandon Crow signals it behind. That is the first score of the game on the Cooper scoreboard. It is 1-0 Portland, 1-0 to the Sockeyes.
So we wait for the Demons to kick the ball back into play. They're down by a point early. I've just got a feeling we'll be in for a close cracker-jack game here. And the kick by Arredondo out towards the pocket was trying to find Della Rosa. Ball was held up. Now they try to feed a little hand pass out. Can they get going? Is that McSky that's had a shot on goal?
Shepherd.
Shepherd's just snuck it through, and that one is Portland's first. The Sockeyes, Portland, they move to 1-1-7, and the Demons yet to score 7-0, and that goal to the Sockeyes.
Simone Shepherd doing what Simone Shepherd does. She is always on the ball, and she has almost a magic wand. She has a little prestidigitation to come up and appear just about anywhere on the field. She is a true ruck. In fact, she just sort of shows up anywhere and just comes, and she's an on-baller. So 7-0 the score on the Black Chrome scoreboard. Nobody jumped for that ball. Shepherd sort of pushed it forward as if she was nurdling it on. Look at me use cricket terms, Peter, as here we go. And again, Evan Ling, the Colonel from Nashville, will put it up in the air. Moreau against Shepherd. Ball goes to ground. Della Rosa, and here is Annie Jones, who just gets the ball out. It hit Blecker's shins. Second effort at the ball, and she gives, and Moreau comes in to tackle Serpico, who wasn't terribly happy about that. She thought she had a little bit of room and a little bit of speed, but Valerie Moreau is incredibly fast, deceptively fast even, out on the far side, looking for the number 7 there in Emily Rice, the first ever player from the Des Moines Roosters to play in the women's competition. But here they come back the other way, picking it off nicely. There is the number 20 and Margot Legault, another Canadian national team player who I'm sure we'll see, will see next year at IC17. Now the other way, here they come as it was Jones, Deion Jones. That one's going to go long. Vanderhoop is chasing. Vanderhoop stays with the ball. Second effort, third effort. She almost gets it. She's pushed off the ball by Kaylin Deal from Boston. The ball goes to the ground. Stacks on the mill. It comes out. Deal is there. She's claimed. It comes loose. It comes around. The kick is almost on the way, but it is stopped in front. Turnaround. Blecker kicks a goal. Jessica Blecker and the Sockeyes extend their lead. 2 goals, 1 behind, 13 points for Portland. No score for Boston. It is 13-0 the score.
And of course, on the replay, Blecker kicking that goal. We don't see the replay on the monitor here. Just a little advanced notice up here in the commentary booth, but just squeezing it through. Just their forward pressure has been fantastic for the Sockeyes. They're taking this lead 13-0 at the moment. And it's not quite a comfortable lead, but it's a handy advantage early on as Turner goes up in the ruck contest, losing out to Shepherd on that occasion. Nearly taking 1-2 high there, the player on Annie Jones. Big tackle laid on by Toner once again. Toner has to go in one more time from Boston. Manages to feed out the hand pass. Shepherd goes in there, crunches a player. Leduc just jumped over 1 or 2, but the ball spilled out and being brought down to ground, chased down Blecker. She is caught for holding the football. And the umpire says it's a free kick, and it's going the way of the Demons. And a chance for them to kick the ball long and forward along the wing, just waiting for a player to present, and it's presenting now, but the kick is going to be short. Shepherd just takes an easy mark, just backing underneath that. And
she makes it look so easy.
Yeah, just
easy peasy.
Parks herself underneath it and says, yeah, ball's mine.
Yep.
But when you're a bigger player, it's just like, get out of my way.
Yep.
And then she kicks it inside 50. Floating kick went at the back door. Went over the head of the player there in the Arredondo. Now it's being picked up here by the 9 and Jones. Jones flying shot on goals away to the right. Will dribble through for a behind. That's a minus score. 2-2-14. 14 for the Sockeyes, 0 for the Demons.
See number 1 for the Demons in Kaylin Deal. This is her first set of games after tearing an ACL in the East-West Showdown last year in New York. She has been very involved on the coaching side of things for Lisa Arredondo. It's great to see her back. Nice mark, stepping up and taking the mark there was Vanderhoop, who has settled in like a fish in water. She takes one step and kicks it goalward. It's dropped in front, turnaround shooter, and that one is, I believe it was touched. In fact, it was, as I believe that was Serpico who was in front, and that is another minor score. Cooper's scoreboard reads 2 goals, 3 behinds, 15 points, I believe, and no score yet for Montreal.
As the Montreal-Boston Demons teaming up also with Philadelphia, Chicago, and Des Moines. A interesting collective as the kick is short, and taking the mark there is Annie Jones. So Jones from Tampa Bay will be having a shot on goal, 45-degree angle, 25 to 30 metres out to extend the lead to 21 points. High towards the square, it floats over the pack, and it is a goal. Put that one down for Jones, 3-3, 21, leading no score. So 21-0 in favour of the Sockeyes over the Demons.
They're just moving the ball effortlessly here, Peter, and I think the Tampa Bay players, you mentioned the Joneses are doing well, but Shepherd for Portland, as we mentioned, Blecker's been very much involved, and there's a number of Seattle players that are doing great. One of the great things about this game and this tournament this year is we are seeing a number of new clubs in this game. Seattle playing their first women's nationals, as is Des Moines, as is Philadelphia and Tampa, even though they have a mixture of new players, and of course we mentioned the Joneses. There is Barbara Axthelm, who cleared out the way but couldn't take the mark, and on the second effort just gets it away to the near side. Deal goes digging after it against Serpico, and then that was close to being out, but she kicks it in. Barbara Axthelm, who marked it, she'll play on quickly. She goes into the middle of the ground looking for Blecker, who is claimed very fast, and then picked out of the air and back the other way, and then smothering it Toner. It was smothered by Blecker off the foot of Toner, and then skipping that one on. It is Vanderhoop going against Margot Legault. Vanderhoop able to dribble by them like a soccer player past Arredondo, and Di Filan points to the right, or her right, and it will be a free kick coming out to the Demons combination. There is somebody down, and in fact it is Lisa Arredondo, who has little issues with the injury bug over the years, but she is a tough nut to crack. And she has been around this game some time for this Boston Lady Demons club. It will end up being a free kick to Erica Sacchi, one of the 2 Philadelphia players on this Demons roster, Pete.
And, of course, from your home club.
Yep.
So Sacchi now has the football. She inside defensive 50. High with the kick, getting underneath it.
Nice.
Great mark. Valerie Moreau took it in front of the steak expert, who found herself char-grilled, as we wait for Moreau to kick the ball forward, long and high, and manages to spot up the intended target, who I'm not sure did a corky there at the last second. Linda's Chang, or jammed her fingers. She was just squinched in pain there for a second. Close to the player on the mark, really should give herself some more space. And then decides to go with a little dab kick. Was going high, looking for Arundale. Taken away by Annie Jones. Trying to get the hand pass. McSky, did she throw the ball out? According to the umpire, he comes in and says, we just watch what's going on here. Or is it a ball up? No, hang on, he's confused. He's looking at which way, and no, he's calling a ball up. So there you go.
No, it's a free kick.
Free kick. He got confused there for a second. Short-term memory loss, we'll call that. Gabrielle Bureau. Bureau now kicks further afield. Mark taken there. And it is taken by Amelia Arundel. Arundel now gets on the right, high inside 50. Oh, Shepherd went flying through the air, couldn't hang on to it. Here's the hurry kick out of the pack in towards the middle. Caught there is Saki. She is all wrapped up and then he's sat on by Heather Vanderhoop. And we'll call for a ball up. Current score at the moment sees a 21-0. It should be 3-3-21 to no score. And the lead to Portland over the Demons.
Ball up from Di Filand, who is a legend, as Peter has said on several occasions, paddled backwards, and then going forward is the Demons. Here is Moreau, and she is grilled and filleted by the steak expert Heather Serpico, and it is a free kick. It will, in fact, well, they're going to call a throw. Yeah, it is going to be Heather Serpico, long 2-3 seasons with the New York Lady Magpies. She too went to IC14 as a member of the USA Liberty Development Squad. Out to the far side, nice mark taken by Dion Jones, who has played very well in the game and a half that we've seen her play. She's going to take a look around. And now we'll go in up on that far side. It is marked nice on the chest there. Didn't catch the number before she turned around. And now she will go back and take a look. There's the kick away. Up on that far side, one-on-one contest. Overcooks the kick. Bounces over the head of Saki. Here is Vanderhoop. Vanderhoop with a handball into the middle. They handball it back. A little ping pong, but it's all good. Here is Annie Jones. Annie Jones kicks for goal. It's going to go across the side. Kaylin Deal is going to go after it, but the the line will win that race. Sharon Gam, another one of the new Tampa Bay players, doing very well in that forward line. Again, the score on the Cooper scoreboard at 3-3-21 to no score. Peter.
Ball back into play, trying to hit the ball on the ground again to try and keep it alive. As the Sockeyes come again one more time. Vanderhoop squeezed it out there to the running player in Perucci, but her kick is away to the left and registers as a minor score. So it should read now 22 on the scoreboard. They're a bit behind. 3-4-22 for the Sockeyes. The Demons yet to score here on USAFL.com. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter, USAFL 1997, or find us on Facebook. Just search for USAFL.
Back we go. The ball will be kicked in, and we hope wherever you are watching us around the world here, we hope you're enjoying this action. Hey, we have more tomorrow as we've got some exciting matches in the women and also in Division 1 on the men's side. And, of course, we'll have 3 of the men's finals for you here on USAFL.com. They get it out of the back to the Demons. Coming up on the near side, here is Valerie Barber-Axthelm, who picks it up. She is thrown but just got it away. Great composure by Valerie Barber-Axthelm to find Dion Jones. Jones will go back. She goes in short. It is marked nicely by Vanderhoop. I'll tell you what, if Tampa can build a good, solid program from the women's side, they've got a good core, especially with the Nubian Vanderhoop. That one goes in towards the goals. Picked up by Gam. She lost it. Handballs it back. Here is 24. She finds, as Leonard looks for Serpico. Serpico in front. It's going to dribble through for a goal. I believe that was off the foot of Heather Serpico, and the lead has been extended. They move on to 4-4-28 to no score for the Demons. That's on the Cooper scoreboard. The lead is becoming wider and wider, and Pete, the wind has died down. Right now it's just a cool Gulf breeze, but I don't think we can blame the wind on anything at this point. It looks like it's just all Sockeyes here.
And just to give you a visual for those back home in Melbourne, you'd say on a day like cricket, you'd say the cool breeze is blowing across the ground, you've got 6 overs to bowl, you're bringing on your slow bowlers just to get things done, and everyone's just ready to go inside for a beer. That's the kind of atmosphere.
And if you're an American, sports!
As the ball is up in the air, as it gets brought down the ground. Toto wanted to go in there as well. How very, very true. As Bleeker now kicks the ball towards the half-forward flank position. Now trying to get in there. Ochats had it there momentarily. Trying to squeeze it out is Vanderhoop. They try to knock the ball forward, trying to find momentum. Legault is there. Umpire comes in and crosses herself and says, I'll have the ball up. I just want to make sure everyone knows I'm here. And Di Filand takes the ball back and throws the ball up in the air. As away we go again. Shepherd won the contest versus Toner. Shepherd tried to feed the hand pass out to Gam. Gam got to get through traffic, fed it out to Jones, who got dispossessed. And the umpire said no, she got rid of it, then dumped afterwards. So that will be a free kick. So Annie Jones, 45 metres out. Will struggle for the distance, so needs a lead. She's being told, just go long, go top of the square. Serpico was calling for it, ignored. Goes top of the square for Shepherd. Just brings it in, stood tall, and said, yeah, there's 6 of you coming at me, but I'm not going anywhere.
She took all those marks in the Western Regionals, and that really was what helped propelled her team along with the Minnesota Freeze to the Western Regional.
As Simone Shepherd comes in, 15 metres out, no problems whatsoever for the Sockeyes. That's another one for them, and they move along to, if I'm correct, 5-4-34 to no score on the Cooper's scoreboard.
That is it, and Simone Shepherd, it's amazing, and you know, Heather Serpico gave a really, really good presentation in front of the admins of the USAFL yesterday, talking about building a club. There was only really 2 players as the core group in Shepherd and Jess Blecker, who we're seeing here, and I'll tell you what, when you bring in players, we've seen Claire Oschatz get a lot of the ball, we've seen a number of other players, and of course Serpico herself. This is a fantastic, we talk about a lot of potential in Portland. Meanwhile, Valerie Moreau gets the ball out of the middle, up the left side looking for Kaylin Deal, who is running very, very well. She gets the ball free. They're going to put that one up on the far side, but it is marked nicely and defensively by Jen Ferrucci, one of 2 players from the Arizona Hawks, one of the USAFL original clubs on the women's side. But there is Shepherd, who again flies out of nowhere, throws her body at the ball and takes a nice mark. She's got a player up on the near side here in Leonard. Instead, she goes down the middle for Vanderhoop, who I have been very impressed with today, as I know you have too, Peter, and then goes to Leonard, who also has been impressive, the Seattle player, but then coming back the other way of the Demons, up over the top, off the hand there of 18, who is the other Arizona player in Placencio, and then taken down. And the umpire, Evan Ling, says this is a free kick to Simone Shepherd and the Sockeyes.
1 or 2 minutes remaining in this first half of this Game 3 Division 2 women's match, as the kick is long towards the centre half forward position, trying to keep it in front of herself there. Ferrucci does a good job. Wanting to get onto it is Gam. Gam got knocked off the football, had to go back in once more, trying to keep it alive there for the Sockeyes, but got turned inside out. Bureau now gets herself into the game, gets on the right boot, looking for Toner, just through her hands, couldn't hang on to it. Sockeyes tried to send it back from whence it came, but it got turned over. Leduc gets it now with a short little kick, managing to spot up the target, and McGuinness has the football now for the Demons. Amy McGuinness gets on the right boot, long and high towards the half forward. Shepherd again. She's getting leather poisoning. Takes another mark. Her name is all over the football, as gets on the right boot and goes long and high. Vanderhoop coming at it, nearly took out her teammate on the way through, but there's the hooter. The hooter is sound. And that means it is halftime here at the Premier Sports Complex, Lakewood Ranch, Southwest Florida. 5-4-34, we have it on our Cooper scoreboard. 34 for the Sockeyes, 0 for the Demons, and that is a surprise considering how the Demons went comfortably over the Jillaroos. We thought this would be close, but the Sockeyes have all the momentum.
And they have all the answers in the early going, at least for this first 20 minutes. They're getting the ball forward, and what's more importantly is that in the times when the Demons have gotten the ball inside their opponent's 50, Shepherd and a number of other defenders are coming back and putting the kibosh on that. Now, we'll see how it goes, as we've said. Now, the wind is picking up. We'll see how it goes from right to left, but this is a team of good players from Montreal. I think one of the drawbacks is, of course, Boston's ruck, Amanda King, suffered an injury a couple of weeks ago. She is their normal ruck, and so I think that they're hurting that. All the same, Tracy Toner is doing an admirable job in the ruck, but it starts in the middle, and the Sockeyes are just winning the ball out of the middle and just jamming it down in the offensive end.
And I think as well, because you don't have that traditional ruck, you've got no one to man up on Shepherd, and Shepherd's allowed to stand tall and take easy marks. If you've got that ruck, even if you lose in the centre, that ruck's able to keep her in check around the ground and spoil and make sure she doesn't get those easy marks across half back.
Yeah, in fact, and we hear right in front of us Valerie Moreau trying to get her team going because, hey, there's still a lot to play for. If winner of this game gets a rest until 1 p.m. tomorrow Eastern Time for the grand final.
We'll take this opportunity to take a break here on USAFL.com. You are watching the third game of Division 2 in the women's competition. The Portland Sockeyes, they've teamed up with Arizona, Seattle and Tampa Bay. They're currently sitting on 5-4-34 on our scorecard. The Demons from Boston with Montreal, also Philadelphia, Des Moines and Chicago, they're sitting on no score. We'll return in a moment here on USAFL.com after this break.
Beautiful San Diego, home of the 2017 USAFL Nationals, including, for the first time, an Australian division. Imagine kicking off your end-of-season footy trip in this amazing US city, with your club playing in the biggest football tournament in the world.
Black Chrome Sportswear designs and manufactures custom sportswear with a focus on quality and reliability. We're Australian, we've got 10 years experience, and we've got a US base in Oklahoma. Who better to trust than an Aussie company for your AFL gear? Get your customised men's and ladies' AFL uniforms, outerwear and training gear from Black Chrome. Black Chrome's custom compression can enhance performance and recovery, reduce lactic acid and accelerate your warm-up. Black Chrome is trusted by a number of AFL leagues, including the USAFL, as their official supplier. Try out our Design Your Own tool and see Black Chrome's full range of sportswear at blackchromeusa.com. Join us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram.
Australian rules football? In the US? That's right. The United States Australian Football League is in a city near you. Go to USAFL.com, find your team, check them out. We're a group full of men and women just like you. Join us for the fun athletic competition. Stay for the camaraderie.
We are the champions!
Log on and sign up to join your team at USAFL.com.
Now gets on the right boot, kicking long towards the top of the square, but it is a Sockeyes mark, and she plays on. I don't know why she would have done that. That puts him into heavy traffic. Ball falls short. Moreau tries to force herself in the game. Serpico chasing after her. Moreau got around. How's that for a goal?
Wow.
Valerie Moreau took the game on herself with 3 or 4 pieces of play and says, I'm dragging us back into the game. That's a big one for the Demons. The scorecard, thanks to Coopers, shows 5-4-34 for for the Sockeyes, 1 straight 6 for the Demons. Sockeyes 34, Demons 6.
Now, how do you say that in French? That was Très Magnifique by Valerie Moreau. As it's
I can say croissant. That's about as far as it goes.
And I can say framboise. I can say a number of other
creme
things.
Brulee.
Creme brulee, indeed, by Montreal. We are trying our best. Look, I can get around the metro. It's great. As we're back in the middle as 34 plays 6, some signs of life as they go up over the top, digging in after it. Again, here come the Sockeyes. Oh, what a great tackle by Colleen Cotto. Not paid. They'll continue on. They get it to Amy Arundale. Arundale goes in short. It skips by Sarah James. James is going to run on, but there is Barbara Axthelm to get them out of danger. The wind takes it and blows it out to the side. Does it sit up nicely? Yes, it does. Out to the near side. Again, here is Serpico, who tries to bump off of Emily Rice. Rice stays with it, and Serpico is hurt. Serpico is getting up slowly. Oh, ducks away. That could have been high contact, and it is. Moreau didn't like the call, but a great call there by Di Filand, as Shepard did in fact duck the head. So high contact is the call, and a free kick to the Melbourne native.
And we wait for Shepard to take the resulting free kick. Moreau and the umpire still having a nice little chat. Don't want to argue too much, otherwise the umpire will say, well, let's go 50 metres. We can have a further chat about it.
Yep.
As the rain starts to come down again here at Lakewood Ranch Premier Sports Complex, Sarasota, Bradenton, Florida.
What's that?
Or Bradenton, as they call it here.
Okay. You know, we have Doug Drinkwater here from the AFL, and the way it's been raining, that's what we're doing right now.
As the kick is close towards the boundary line, dribble, 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 and out it goes. Legault seeing the ball over the boundary line, Serpico chasing after her. And it's thrown quickly back into play. The water almost gets falconed on the way through. Ball goes down by Shepard, who goes to get it onto her teammate in Blecker. Blecker now goes up the line. Mark being taken here by Wenrich. Wenrich from Tampa Bay.
Yep.
Wenrich gets on the right boot. Goes towards the half-forward flank position. Ball got brought down to ground. Being caught there was Gam. Close towards the boundary line. Bureau let her teammate take it there in Della Rosa, who kicked further up the line. Intercepted by Serpico, who then got brought to ground, but managed to get it onto Dion Jones. Her kick partially smothered. Della Rosa lost the football. Shepard sold the candy, then lost the football. Got it back again. Wenrich got caught from behind by Moreau. Ball hit the ground. Della Rosa got legged, and the umpire says that is a free kick going the way of the Demons.
Holly Weinrich, by the way, the wife of Dustin Jones, who has been around this game a long time, started with the now-defunct Lehigh Valley Crocodiles as Moreau takes the mark on the near side. It's been a while since she has played, but Dustin Jones very involved with the new Tampa Bay side, in addition to the Freedom as well, as Tom Ellis has called upon him. Up that far side now, it is Oshatz who gets the ball. Second effort as she's thrown down off the ball by Amy McGinnis from Chicago. That's going to go out on the full, as kicking it there was Colleen Cotto, who took a nice near mark a little earlier on. Cooper scoreboard reads Sockeyes 34, and they are in the light blue with the salmon. No, and 1 goal straight 6 for the Boston Demons, who are in the traditional navy with the red yoke. This is going to be a free kick because it was out on the full, and standing on the mark for the Demons is the number 25 and Tracy Toner. And being an IT man myself, I think I've heard the word toner a little bit too much for one day, not in a work environment. Now they hand it off. I'm not sure who has the ball here, but it is one of the Sockeye players. Didn't catch a number, but she is going to kick it over. Toner does to the near side. Shepard is there, takes an easy-peasy mark, as she was able to get around Emily Rice from Des Moines. Here is Shepard. She throws it on. Jones backing up, takes the mark, well, almost took the mark ahead of Arundale. Ball goes to ground, and that is going to be holding off the ball, and that is going to be a free kick paid to the Demons. The free kick will go to Lisa Della Rosa, who is playing from Montreal, but plays her home games in Ottawa for the Swans, Peter.
Della Rosa gets on the right boot, long and high towards the half-forward flank position. Came off hands. Shepard now gets away on the right boot. Came in towards the middle of the ground. out. Awkward bounce. Jones went after it was a deal that went after the football. Overran it. Sockeyes, another opportunity. Jones once more. Looking for Wenrich. Went through her hands. Foot race on here at the moment. Bit of body work. De La Rosa versus Wenrich. Weinrich now has it. Goes for the hand pass back. It was rather awkward trying to find Jones. Jones back to Weinrich. Weinrich being held off the ball. Umpire said it was fair. Toner over the top of her. Legault as well, holding onto the pill. And the umpire says it's going nowhere. We'll call for a ball up. We're centre wing. 34 plays 6. Sockeyes leading the Demons here as the ball is up in the air once more. Good punch forward by Shepherd. Her teammate ran onto the ball there in Gam. Hand pass back to Shepherd. Shepherd on the right. It's an awkward barrel going forward. Bowled over a couple of players there. Vanderhoop trying to get the don't argue. Got one high. That's got to be a free kick, surely. It is. Vanderhoop, the rugby player, has had a bit of troubles with the set shots. Let's see if she wants to have a shot from here. I think the one thing they've got to try and pick up on, because she has trouble on set shots, like Shepherd ran past then, Shepherd really should be screaming for it, gimme, 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 and look for the handoff and shot forward. That was a missed opportunity.
But go ahead.
Vanderhoop, shot on goal towards the top of the square, hits the ground. Oh, an opportunity for the heel it through. No, it's still alive. Ball on the goal line, and it's being held in. Oh, I think it was Gam on the line that tried to heel it, but the ball just didn't go long enough.
What I was going to say, sorry for interrupting you, Peter, is that it might be a confidence booster to let her have that kick. Shepherd wins the ball down, and now over to get it. Can't pick it up, then soccers it off the ground. I believe that was Vanderhoop. Here is Annie Jones. She's dragged to the ground, picking it up again. They're going to run that on through Moreau as horse-collared, but then gets it away. Here's Blecker from an odd angle, but it goes off to the side for 1 point. Cooper scoreboard 5-5-35 for the Sockeyes. 6 points for the Demons. So 35 plays 6 as they get ready to put the ball back in play. What I was going to say is that, they're up by a lot, and, she is a new player. As it's good to look for those leads.
A shocking kick back into play. Gives a gift to Shepherd, who kicks it round the corner. It's away to the left, minus score.
Sorry about that.
You were saying, Brian.
I'm sorry. 5-6-36. It's 36-5.
36-6.
36-6. I apologize. 36-6. What I was saying is that, considering the scoreline right now, it's not a bad idea to let Vanderhoop take a couple of set shots in a game situation to get the experience.
As the kick is in from full back, now it's long. Foot race is going to be on here. Trying to go forward is Annie Jones. She was going with Arundale. Now an opportunity here. Trying to get it across Leduc. Now the hand pass back, looking for Moreau. Valerie Moreau got on the right boot, kicked it around the corner, but only as far as Jennifer Ferrucci. And Ferrucci now has the football. She's defensive side of centre. Now kicking straight up the line. When Rich came out afterwards, dropped the football. Going in there is Serpico. Oh, picked it up cleanly. In fact, it wasn't one of her teammates, I believe. Tried to get a hand pass away. And the umpire said she was caught holding the football. And that will be a free kick going the way of the Demons. And I think it might be Moreau who's got it. And she's just going to look further afield. Moreau is offering some lead. The kick wide. Trying to find Rice. Goes in there. Rice. Head over the football, brought down her opponent to ground there in McSky. Ball spilled free. Awkward hand pass to De La Rosa. De La Rosa high with the football. Put it towards the pack situation. Hit the ground. McSky went in once again. But the ball has now popped out. Unusual hand pass by Sachi to try and move it forward. Almost gave away a gift there. Coming through there was Oshatz. Now she moved the ball to Moreau, who just danced around 2, danced around 3, danced around 4. Took a bounce. Moreau still going. Kicked it around the corner. Beautiful centering kick, but there was no one to go to. It was dropped by James there in the back line for the...
Barbara Axel.
Barbara Axel. I was thinking of another player from one of the other games. Barbara Axel dropped the football while under pressure, gave away a free kick, and this is going to Tracy Turner of Boston. Tracy Turner now on the right, looking to hit someone on the lead. Ball hit the ground. Leduc cleaned up a player in the process. The kick is high. Bureau got underneath it. Copped a bit of a bump from the side, if you don't mind, by Blecker. Moreau over the top. Coming through there is the 9 in Arundel, who goes a long shot at goal. A couple of bounces away over the boundary line and out of bounds. And the Demons will reset deep in their forward line.
On the Cooper scoreboard, it's a 30-point difference. 36 plays 6. Exactly 5 goals the difference. Brian Barish alongside Peter Holden. Great to have you, as well as that's going to get kicked out on the full and will go out of bounds. It's a free kick now out of the back line for this Sockeyes combination. As we mentioned, mostly West Coast teams, Portland, Seattle, as well as Arizona and Tampa Bay, and the Demons squad in the darker blue with Boston, Montreal, Philadelphia, Chicago, and Des Moines. And the great part is we've called players from all of the teams involved in this game, which is fantastic because it means that even the rookies are getting involved. Off to the far side, Shepard takes it. Did that cross into the field of play, however, is the question.
I think it did. It came in and then it curved out. So Dai's having a question now with the boundary umpire of what it did. And that really should be out of bounds in the full because it curved over the line, then went back out over again. So a brief little discussion about what happened. And yes, said it was out of bounds on the full. So Beaumont now with the football. Pauline Beaumont. Players screaming at her. Gives off the hand pass to Moreau, who was under all kinds of pressure. Excellent work by Blecker. Blecker was smart. Saw Moreau was running and says, I'm going to tail you, so as soon as you get it, I'm going to bring you down. And brings the ball out of play, and we'll have a throw in.
Back in the play it goes. Punching forward again are the Demons. Off the chest there of Gabby Bureau, and that one is knocked down, and here is a clear out, but only as far as Emily Rice for the Demons. Des Moines, Iowa's Emily Rice, the secretary of the Des Moines Roosters Club, throws that on to the right. It'll bring even more rain in as what is falling now. McSky chasing down her player in Leduc, one of the Montreal players, and the whistle is blown, and we're going to have a free kick coming out for Simone Shepard. Shepard's going to look around. What does she have? Well, no one is really leading for her, and that's got to happen. Blecker's got to cut out to the left side. Instead, she ends up kicking it into a pack, and it's marked nicely by Dion Jones, who has done fantastic, and I think she's got to be in consideration for the Paul Roos Medal for Best and Fairest, or the Cooper's Medal for Most Consistent. Up over the top, looking for her sister and Annie Jones, going in short, and its mark is taken. Here is Holly Weinrich. Weinrich goes down. She ends up booting the ball off the ground, being chased there by Leanders Chang, and then cleaning it back the other way of the Demons. It's a worm-burning, finger-breaking mongrel kick. Jones will throw a Shepard for Blecker, who puts a pretty good kick in. Tried to cradle that one was Arundale. It comes out to the opposite number 9 and Annie Jones. Jones looking for Chung Yi Sang, the former Boston Demon, against her former coach in Aaron Dondo. They push the ball forward. It barely stays in bounds, hugs the boundary line. Sang tries to kick it into the middle. Now they're just playing soccer. Pick up the ball, ladies. There we go. Just gets it in. There's Sang in support. Down she goes. Down goes everybody. I don't think there was any prior opportunity. Evan Ling confirms what I just said. It's going to be a ball up in the forward pocket as we see Heather Serpico coming off with either a smile or a grimace. I'm not sure what she has. Played very, very hard today. In fact, all of the players have. Here is Shepard, handball up over the top, looking for Weinrich, who's gotten more involved. Handball into the middle to Gam, also from Tampa Bay, and then popped up out of the air. Shepard, oh, nice mark by Valerie Moreau. That was a courageous mark, looking for Rice, but couldn't find her as Jones was there to spoil it. Just getting ball to boot, and up on that near side, digging in after it is one of the Boston players, and getting in there is Colleen Cotto. She's dumped unceremoniously. It goes off a couple of feet, goes out of bounds. Boundary throw-in right in the interchange gate in front of the commentary position.
And we throw the ball back into play. Away we go again. Shepard took it straight out of the ruck contest. Got a hand pass over the top. Was trying to find Blecker. Blecker was caught by Moreau. Moreau had to go in there. Shepard jumped straight onto the football. Now she's hatching it. The umpire says holding the ball. You dragged it in. And she was gone, and it is a free kick going the way of Toner. Tracy Toner for the Demons. Making up, of course, of Boston, Montreal, Chicago, Philadelphia, and Des Moines. Now gets on the right boot, goes towards the half-forward flank position. It's a bouncing football close towards the boundary line. It will go out now. Last player seeing it across is Oshatz. And the boundary umpire wants to throw it in quickly and get play moving. That's what we like to see. It's high in the air. That's a good little punch to move forward. Big bump being laid on there by Toner. Trying to lay a tackle is Dion Jones. And the umpire comes in once more and will call for another ball up. On the Cooper's scoreboard, 5-6-36, the Portland Sockeyes. The Demons, 1 straight 6. here on USAFL.com.
He's Peter Holden. I'm Brian Barish. Peter Holden has done an absolutely wonderful job today doing yeoman work. I think you've done every game on this field today. In fact, you have, because I made up the schedule. Meanwhile, the ball continues as Leonard gets the ball off the ground. She soccers it on. Look at Erica Sacchi digging in against Heather Vanderhoop, two first-time Nationals players, and the end result of all that is a ball up. Erica Sacchi, originally from Wisconsin, grew up in Vermont, or maybe it was the other way around. She, in fact, gets the free kick out of that. A great job. She scored a goal in an exhibition match in Philadelphia, which is one of the reasons that they were able to recruit two players from Philly, a joint effort with all the Eastern women's clubs. Meanwhile, ball back into the middle as Leanners Chang gets it off to Toner. Toner kicks it on to the left, and that one is picked up by one of the Sockeyes players. I believe that was Valerie Barber-Axthelm, and Barber-Axthelm is head up. Di Filan crosses her arms and says, give it to me. Valerie Barber-Axthelm, as we talk about recruiting, the Freedom had their camp last year in Arizona, and she was one of the players that was recruited simply by that event being in Arizona. She has since moved to Seattle and helped start up the Grizzlies women's side, and that's great to see the growth of the women's game here in this country.
And a hurry little kick away through the middle of the ground, trying to put on a bit of body pressure there is Sang. She did well, had to go in hard at it with Leanners Chang. Ball is still in dispute in the middle of the ground. Almost a shove-out hand pass there by Arundel. Got to a teammate who now put on the afterburners in Emily Rice. Rice now goes towards the half-forward flank position. An awkward bounce trying to step over the top of the football there. Was the play from the Sockeyes by the 17 who misjudged it. Now the ball goes out to Moreau. Moreau has to dance around. Moreau, an awkward kick, but it's dribbling towards the pocket. It will go out, and we will have a throw in just around from the point post. And scoreboard reads 5-6-36 for the Sockeyes, 1 straight 6 for the Demons here on USAFL.com. That's the Cooper's scoreboard. I think everyone enjoys a good old Cooper's Pale Ale every now and again, as close towards the boundary line, being seen over on this occasion by the number 2, Colleen Cotto of Boston.
Ball comes spinning back in the play. Can't be much time left. And again, we haven't had a score in some time, I don't think. The scoreboard's been frozen, haven't been troubling the scoreboard operators over there. Looking for Weinrichs, and Leanners Chang was able to get to it. Or rather, that's Seng, who was thrown off the ball. And then ball goes to ground. Crash, boom, opera. In there again was Legault for the Demons. That will one hop looking for Blecker. Blecker gets free, but she is beset upon by Valerie Moreau. And it is holding the ball by Valerie Moreau. You aren't going to get away from her very often. So Moreau, who has Rice running around on the bootleg on the left, she has some leads. She has a couple of people screaming her name. The jumping jack. Oh, she gets away from Blecker. Oh, that did not make Jess Blecker look very good. It's going towards goal. Oh, what a mark! What a great defensive mark by Simone Shepard. Is there anything Simone Shepard cannot do? I don't know, at least not on a footy field. She is omnipotent, and she has been one of the best on ground. It goes to ground for Portland as they get the ball up on the near side, picking it up and just missing it. And now picking it up again is Jones. That's Dion Jones going long, looking for Weinrich, up over the top. Down it goes. One of the 3 sisters that are here, the Jones sisters, and of course Holly Weinrich Jones, or Jones Weinrich as the place may be. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, getting tackled and the ball goes to ground. The Sockeyes had it, and then once again Legault is pushed off the ball. Arundel just got rid of it, but that was adjudged to be a throw. Amy Arundel playing her first Nationals, still a little bit rusty, but a good job to try and get the ball away from the Philadelphian.
And that means a free kick being taken by Blecker, and she decides to play on because there's no one on the mark. Goes with a long kick up the line. Should have taken the mark there, but just went with a double-fisted slap towards it. Going over the top of it, Annie Jones couldn't quite pick it up. Hitting the ground hard, Simone Gann on that occasion. Shannon Gann, should I say. Simone Shepard now goes with a hand pass. Coming back in board. Dion Jones goes to a Pagan's paddock. It's a one-on-one inside 50. Here's an opportunity to try and run onto the football here in Vanderhoop. Vanderhoop takes a bounce, beats De La Rosa.
The hooter is gone.
Oh, the hooter's sound, and that is full time. It was a quiet hooter, but that ends game 3 of Division 2 here in the women's competition. 5-6-36, the Portland Sockeyes The Demons, 1 straight 6. Portland, a combination of Portland, Seattle, Arizona, and Tampa Bay. Defeating the Demons, a combination of Boston, Montreal, Chicago, Des Moines, and Philadelphia. A 5-goal victory means the Sockeyes go straight into the grand final tomorrow.
And it means the Demons will have to come back tomorrow and play the Gillaroos, who they defeated handily earlier today. But this is an opportunity for the Demons. It's going to be a very hard row to hoe, as they've got to win 2 games tomorrow, games 3 and 4, to win the grand final. And maybe, just maybe, they can take some of the things from this first match and apply it to the second match. But a lot of very good things, a lot of things that this Demon side, especially the newer players. Emily Rice played well. Amy Arundale was very involved, and so is Erica Sacchi, some of the new players to complement the veterans. So got to hold those heads up high, because you still have 2 more wins and you win the cup.
And, of course, a reminder to all those watching online via usafl.com that we are streaming online tomorrow from 9 a.m. US time, Eastern time. For those in London, 2 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. And for those in Australia, from midnight, you'll be able to join us. That's if you want to catch it live. And, of course, anytime after the game is played, you can watch the replayed stream online. All you do is go to usafl.com, click on 2016 Nationals, then click watch, and then just choose the game that you'd like to watch from either the women's or the men's Division 1 field. Tomorrow it all kicks off at 9 a.m. New York and Sacramento. At 10 o'clock, we have got the Gillaroos and the Demons in that semi-final Division 2. And then the big game, it is Game 7 of the Women's Division 1. But it's the one that will probably tell us who is going to take out the title. Denver Lady Bulldogs and the San Francisco Iron Maidens.
It'll be the great game to watch. Set your alarms, because 2 of the best teams in the country, and 2 teams that know each other very well. They played in 2 grand finals under the grand final format in 2013 and 2014, and the Iron Maidens have to come in with the confidence that they can take out the Bulldogs. They know they're not infallible, or the Doggies, but they've got to play a nearly perfect game of football if they want to do it and eventually win the cup.
And don't forget, for all information on the USAFL, facebook.com/USAFL, the Twitter account USAFL 1997, USAFL Women's also on Twitter, and use the hashtag USAFL Nationals. And of course, for the latest women's footy news, girlsplayfooty.com and the Twitter Girls Play Footy. Brian Barrison, the USAFL, thank you once again for your company.
Thank you, Peter, and thanks for your hard work today. We'll see you tomorrow.
I'll be back again for just about every game tomorrow from 9 a.m. Please do join me then here on USAFL.com. Until then, it's been a pleasure having your company, and it's bye for now.
And reliability. We're Australian. We've got 10 years experience, and we've got a US base in Oklahoma. Who better to trust than an Aussie company for your AFL gear? Get your customised men's and ladies' AFL uniforms, outerwear and training gear from Black Chrome. Black Chrome's custom compression can enhance performance and recovery, reduce lactic acid, and accelerate your warm-up. Black Chrome is trusted by a number of AFL leagues, including the USAFL, as their official supplier. Try out our Design Your Own tool and see Black Chrome's full range of sportswear at blackchromeusa.com. Join us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.